Hey everybody, we're going live for the first time at the continued suggestions of Yankees Outdoor Adventures. Like always, I try to make sure all of my shows are packed with information. So today we're going to be talking about a dove hunting primer. Today, when I'm recording this, is September 9th. And in Alabama, today is opening day of dove season. Hey Yankee, appreciate you showing up. I didn't know if you'd be awake. I've cut out a period of time here to talk about dove hunting in particular, but hunting in general. Now, the dove hunting season is for mourning dove. Mourning dove is a small, fast bird. It is a migratory bird. Now what that means is that you're going to have to fill out a harvest information program in order to be able to legally hunt doves. The bag limit per day is 15 birds per day. And at 15 birds per day, according to the Department of Game and Fish, anywhere from 55 to 70 million birds are harvested a year. Now you may be wondering, how the devil do they sustain a population with that many harvested every single year? Well, that's a good question, and the truth is that each pair of doves can produce up to 6 clutches of young a year, and each clutch is 2. So when one pair can produce up to 12 additional birds a year, it's pretty easy. Now, dove hunting, you're going to need a shotgun, and of course you're going to need your hunting license. Don't go out there, game warden to get you. I use my old Remington 1100 12 gauge. I've had that shotgun for 34 years. That's right, I've had the same shotgun for 34 years. And my phone just did a little sound here, so we're going to turn that where it won't do that anymore. There we go. Alright, now, it's a migratory bird, therefore you have to put a plug in your gun. Your gun cannot hold over 3 shells at a time when you're hunting any migratory birds. This will normally hold 5 shells. Okay, so there's actually a wooden piece that slid down in the magazine to limit its capacity down to 3 shells. That's to keep you from okay. Now, with a shotgun, the larger the number, the smaller the gauge. Now what that means is if you're demented enough or lucky enough, depending on how you look at it, to find a 10 gauge, its shell is going to be larger than the 12 gauge here. And the 12 gauge is going to be larger than the 20, but the 16 gauge, which is kind of rare nowadays, is going to be in the middle. And then a 410 is going to be one of your smaller gauges. They've got a 32 gauge also out there, which is mostly used for shooting skeet. Now, the Remington 1100 is, I don't remember if it's Field and Stream or who, but it was listed as one of the top 100 shotgun or firearms of all time. And let me tell you something, it's never let me down, ever. Now, let's talk about gauge or shot. Again, the larger the number, the smaller the pellet inside each shell. The best one for hunting dove is a number 8 shot, but a 7.5 will do. A number 6 or a number 4 is typically used for squirrel and rabbit and things like that. A 9 is typically used for quail hunting. The larger the number, the more pellets that are in each one. This is a number 8 shot, so it's going to have right at 100 pellets in it. A double aught buck is going to have between 9 and 12. Now this is a 2 3/4 inch shell. That's pretty standard. You can get the magnums, which will have a 3-inch shell, and then there's actually a 3.5-inch shell. In Alabama, there's 2 species of dove which are prevalent. It's the mourning dove, which is the most common. It's a native species, and it covers Yes, Yankee, I'm going hunting today. I sure am. My season starts at noon. Uh, Mourning doves are native to the U.S. and they actually cover the entire U.S. They are a migratory bird. So the ones here will actually migrate down to like Florida, possibly Mexico, and the ones up in Canada will actually migrate, like Michigan, Indiana, and then the ones in Tennessee and Kentucky will migrate down here. The other one is a much larger dove. It is called the collared dove or the Eurasian dove. It's larger, has the same flight pattern, and it's right at twice the size actually. So that's kind of cool, especially when you're cooking it to eat. Now here's the thing: if you're gonna go hunting, don't do it unless you're gonna eat it. Dove is good eating, Yankee sure is. Which if I get my limit, which I should, I'm going to probably do a couple of cooking videos on cooking dove. I may do my dove dumplings, and I may do my grilled dove, and I may do a few more. I've got a dove casserole that I make and several other things. So they have a distinct flight pattern of the wing rhythm. As far as, oh yeah, gonna make you hungry. That's right. As far as when you see a dove in the distance, as soon as you can make out its wings, then you know whether or not it's a dove. There's only 2 species of birds in this area that actually has the same basic wing pattern, wing beat. A dove beats their wings constantly. And believe it or not, that's pigeon, which is also edible, and then a killdeer, or killdeer, depending on where you are. And if they're flying high from a far distance, their wing beat looks exactly the same. But as soon as they get close enough for you to see the wing shape, you can tell the difference just like that. Doves are hard to shoot. I know people who have spent 150 shells getting 15 birds. I've known people spend 115 birds and not get 150 shells and not get their 15 birds. Now, why in the devil is that the case? Well, a dove can actually fly at a maximum speed of approximately 55 miles an hour. And if you're not a good shot, and if you don't know how to lead that bird, hang it up. You're just going to waste some powder. Now, if that's your goal, okay, that's fine. Get out there in the great outdoors and enjoy it. But you got to time your shot just right if you're going to be successful. Now, I'm not expecting me to walk out there first dash out of the bucket and have 1 shot, 1 kill right off the bat. Because I just like everybody else. Oh yeah, the 55 miles an hour. They can do it, son. Because I, like everybody else, I get excited hunting. And the first couple of birds, it may take me 2 or 3 shots to get my first couple of birds. But after hey Jade, I'm going to be hunting doves today. Season starts at noon in Alabama. After my first couple of birds, if I don't have 1 shot, 1 kill, or dang close to it, I'm not going to be a happy man. I don't like wasting powder. Now, it does start at noon on opening day only. After that, in Alabama, it starts 30 minutes before sunrise and 30 minutes after sunset. Now, that's an awful long day for 15 birds. Okay? Now, I talked about number 8 shot. I'm going to show you the difference. Number 8s, or your field shot, are going to be what we call a low brass. Now, what do we mean by low brass? Due to the amount of compression that is done by that shotgun shell, it's just got a little bitty collar on that thing. Glad to have you on here, Jay. And then for a double-aught buck, it's called a high brass. Okay, you can see the difference. This one has so much compression in it that they have to put that brass on it to keep it from splitting the shell. Now this is going to be for deer hunting and protection, or wild hog hunting. Okay, things like that. Your number 8 shot is strictly pretty much going to be for birds. And you just, like I said, you got to have it. You got to have it. Your gun plugged where you can't have more than 3 shells. Okay. Next question, Greg. Why are you in camo? I've never seen you in camo. No, you haven't. I don't do it a whole lot. The only time I do it is when I'm hunting. Now, with most of your small game, you have to wear hunter orange. That's not the case with dove, and there's a couple of reasons. Sup, Jason? Good to see ya. With squirrel, quail, rabbit, deer, wild hog, all of those things, you got to wear hunter orange. With dove, if you wear hunter orange, you're not going to get a bird. Doves have really good eyesight since they're flying up in the air. Thank you, Yankee. Since they're flying up in the air, if they see a big blotch of the same color, they're going to turn the other direction. I made that mistake when I was young. I wore a cowboy hat out in the field, and they'd be coming straight at me, and then all of a sudden they'd see that hat and they'd turn and go over somebody else. And you know, that was a rookie mistake. Now, I am going to wear one solid color thing here, my ball cap, and the only reason I'm wearing it is because well, I appreciate that. Doves sound scary? Nah, they're alright. They taste really good if you know how to cook them. I'm going to wear my hat just to keep my bald spot from from burning. But other than that, you got to wear your camo. Now, I've got my game bag. I guess I left it yonder. When you collect your birds, okay, that's a good point. Alright, when you're tracking that bird, and I've been watching them for weeks, there's a range at which you can take your shot and have a decent chance at being successful. When you see that bird fold up, you got to watch to see where it falls, and then you got to go get the bird. Now, you can have a dog that'll go retrieve the bird for you. Always did with quail. But a lot of you quail hunting people don't like you to do that with doves because they're afraid it'll mess up their dog. I've not found that to be the case, but once that dove hits the ground, if you've gotten a good shot on it, it's not going any further. You just go over there, pick it up, put it in your game bag. Now, once again, like I said, if I have a good hunt today, there's going to be several videos come out of it. There's going to be a video on skinning. There's going to be a couple of videos on cooking. So there's a lot of things that hinge on my success today. It is the opening day, so I've got several opportunities. We have a split season. Now what that means is you got part of the season in the beginning of the year, part of the season in the middle of the season, and then part of the season at the end. This is the first year that they've actually had a 3-way split. We've got the one in September, we got one in December, and then we got one in January. Okay? So you've got opportunities, and it's during different parts of the migration pattern where you can hunt these birds. The birds are all over the United States. I don't know how many people are going to be hunting in the same field as me. It's awesome right now, Yankee. I mean, the high is supposed to be 79 degrees, not supposed to be windy. It's going to be awesome today for some dove hunting. Okay, clear skies. Now, yeah, it's sweet. The thing about it is a dove, when you harvest it and you clean it, oh, it is perfect, Jade, it is perfect. When you harvest it, you can save the legs and just a little bit of the wing, but there's not really a whole lot of meat on it. A dove will weigh about 4.4 ounces a piece, and it's a dark meat. Now, a lot of people don't like dark meat, but dark meat's where the flavor is. The reason it's a dark meat is because of the blood flow in that thing. And It's a dense meat. That little bitty breast of that bird is going to weigh more than you think it does. If you're going to try to grill it, there is no fat on the bird. And I may try to do some videos in the field today, show you what the birds have been eating, all of that stuff. If I get lucky, I may actually get to show you one in flight. I'm going to try. But it's the opening day. Now here's the thing. I was raised hunting my whole life. I had my first shotgun when I was 7 years old. Still got it. So that means that shotgun I've had 40 years. Okay? I don't give up stuff. I don't do a lot of horse trading. Okay? So I was dove hunting with a 410. Let me tell you something. That's mighty hard. Now, when I was growing up, during the hunting season, I'd come in from school, grab my shotgun, grab a handful of shells, and I'd go, "All right, Mama, I'm going squirrel hunting." And then I would just walk in the woods behind the house and would go squirrel hunting, and I'd harvest 2 or 3 squirrels, come home, skin them, and then we'd have them for dinner the next week. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, if you don't eat what you harvest, don't harvest. Please do us all a favor. If you don't eat what you harvest, just don't do it. Now, when deer season rolls around, I've got a deal cut up with a man where if, it was an awesome childhood. Man, I need to start telling some stories like you do. Squirrel's pretty easy actually. You just walk down there and you look for squirrel sign, and then you just listen real close. And you watch your trees, and when you see one, you just kind of set up and you just wait till you see them. Oh yeah, I'll start sharing some stories. I got some funny ones too. You wait till you see it, and you use a 22 rifle or a 410 with a number 4 or number 6 shot. You take it out. Again, squirrel dumplings. My grandfather used to eat squirrel brains. I'm just not going to do that. But he loved it. And my grandfather's the one who taught me how to cook wild game. Rabbit's real easy. Wild hog, depending on where you are, can be easy or tough. I got a story there. So, you know, it's a part of being as self-reliant as you possibly can. When I harvest a dove, even though all that I eat is the breast, all of the rest of that stuff, the liver, the little bitty liver, the little bitty heart, all of that goes in a Ziploc bag, and I use it to go fishing. Okay? Oh, it does. It's good. It's good stuff. I'll use the heart and the liver and all of that as fish bait. And then the feathers and all like that, I actually bury in my garden and do something which is called direct composting. Because, it's excellent fishing bait. Oh man, excellent fishing bait. Since we had a question on squirrel, and that took me to rabbit, I'm going to give you a little rabbit hunting tip, because rabbit season actually begins in, 7 days? 7 days. I don't hunt rabbit or squirrel until after we've had a first frost. The reason I do that is they have these parasites in them that we call wolfworms. They're pretty nasty looking. Squirrels this time of year are cutting pine cones. I actually have a video a long time ago where I walked up under a tree where there was a lot of pine cones being cut by squirrels. The sap and the acidity of that pine cone. Alright, go on. Oh, homecoming dress shopping. Oh, I'm so sorry. My youngest is senior this year, so I feel your pain. Yeah, barn cats do get them too. I've actually seen dogs with them. It actually comes from a bolt fly. But I won't eat one if it's got a wolfworm in it. And we will, Jason. Have a good day. With rabbit, when you skin that rabbit, if its liver spotted, it's got a disease. Don't eat it. Yes, I've gotten them out with a straight needle. I sure have. I've cut them out. I've gotten them out several ways, and I know folks that'll eat them even if they got wolfworms in them. I just can't do it. You know, there's some things that I just won't eat. Not very many, but there's a few. And since I want to eat them, I won't kill them unless they're killing something else. Good example of that's a possum. When we have chickens, a couple of years ago, we had a possum get in the hen house and it was killing possums. Yep, that's true. Possum. He was killing some of my chickens. So I caught it one night and I shot it. Now, why will I not eat a possum? Because I won't eat anything that I've seen crawl out of the neck of a dead cow. And that's why. We got a lot of activity going on here. I don't know what's going on. Well, folks, we've been at it 21 minutes. So I'm gonna get off here and finish getting ready for my hunting season today. I hope you enjoyed this first ever live stream. Step by step, we're bringing rural back. Look for more videos on doves. Bye.